bump though.
As a student from a school that doesn't have that much funding and resources are low for the students, how do you feel it affects you not to have two sets of textbooks, one for home and one for school? How does it affect you as a student?
Well, as a student, I feel like we should have two textbooks, one for school and one for home. Just so when we get home, we're still in that mind frame of wanting to study. But having one textbook in class, sometimes we have to rip pages out and steal the pages, and it discourages us from us doing our homework when we don't have the materials at home, and then that causes us to do other bad stuff in the streets and stuff like that.
Does the stereotype of a low socioeconomic status affect you as a teacher?
I'm going to say in some cases yes, because outside of the community, maybe they tend to view our school as maybe not one of the best schools because of the location, or maybe that we don't have the best of students. But in reality, the school isn't indicative always of the population. We do have some students that want to learn, and we then do have other students that need to be pushed and challenged a little bit more.
Why do you think it's important that you should go to school?
It's important to go to school because I guess for the first time, I'll be one of the very first few people to graduate high school in my family, and it'll just give me a chance to prove something to my family and to other people, and give be the first one in my family to have a chance to go in college, just to make the financial life better in my family, and so I can help them out in the future.
When you're at school, what are some of the things you enjoy the most? Something that you maybe look forward to when you're at school, friends, any activities that are available?
I'd have to say, just having my friends around, and we're all coming from the same neighborhood, and the school's a place for us to just give us, distract us and deter us away from, the dangers of the streets, and it just gives us a good, safe place to hang out with each other.
Is the stereotype true about lower socioeconomic schools not having the proper funding to have the proper materials to adequately run a classroom?
I think so in a way. For example, there could be, I know that in our school we have paper shortages, so it's very hard for teachers to make copies for all the students. They also have to share textbooks, so they're not able to practice the skills that they learn in class at home because they don't have the textbooks required. Depending on what funds are available, teachers are able to have computers in the room. Of course, the more funding, the more computers, and the more that students can go on and do extra learning activities on them as well.
Students from other schools, more wealthier schools, schools that are A schools, A, B schools, how do they view you, and how do they view the teachers as a stereotype?
Kids from wealthier schools just probably think that the bad schools or the more impoverished schools are just there for just a place where the poor can go to and hang out, and they probably think that we all do drugs. They probably think everyone talks a certain ghetto way, when that's not true. And in fact, that I know there's whites, blacks, Hispanics that all go to my school, and they're viewed as being ghetto and probably the most rude people on the planet, when we're just the opposite at times.
As a teacher, what do you believe is one way or a few ways to erase the image of the stereotype of a low socioeconomic school?
Well, as far as image, and that's really based on the community, how they view our school. So I think it's important to change how the community views our school by reaching out to them. For example, maybe holding some type of parent night with the parents of the students, getting them more involved in their students' education, having more teacher-parent contact with the teachers, with the guidance counselors, with administration, promoting programs that our school offers. I think by doing that, then we can maybe change some of the stereotypes the community has about the school.